Hello everyone and welcome to another video. My name is Ideralde and today I'll be playing as the Shadow player against Upward. I've said before in one of my videos that I am neither a great player nor a great commentator, but I am a player and a commentator. This game is that in spades. Do not look to this game for strategic advice, but I thought it was a fun game, so I hope you enjoy. Now let's jump into it. We begin with the free players has Celeborns and Entmoot. That's good always to see Celeborns. And I, as the Shadow player, have the Palantir of Orthanc in my opening hand, so that's fun. I allocate one eye and roll one more. And he rolls 3 movement, so off to a fast start. I get Palantir in play, except, of course, you can't do that because no Saruman. So we back up and put Saruman to war. He moves and is safe. Then I get Saruman into play. He moves and is caught. So we draw an eye for 2, which is nice. 2 dice both hit. He takes Gandalf, so that makes the choice a little easier. Strider's Guide, and he reveals outside Moria. This time I actually put the Palantir into play, and he hides with Strider. Think for a little bit, and then I draw the Shadow Lengthens. A good card. I will hold it for way too long this game, but I will use it eventually. And he moves again, so away he goes, but he gets hit. A 2 reveal. After you've decided to go to Moria, pretty bold, but he does it. So he just takes the 2 corruption and reveals, and the Moria tile is an eye. So no pain on that one. I start moving out towards Lorien. Consolidate in Mordor. Okay. He draws Kindred of Glorfindel, not usually a useful card for its effect, and Elven Rope, which is often useful for its effect. Kindred is, of course, advantageous position, so that's good. I draw Black Captain Commands, a great card, and Orcs Multiply again, right after I move out of Dol Guldur, which is slightly sad, but that's how that goes. He's moving so fast, and he's in Moria. I decide to put 2 eyes. And I roll 1 more, and he rolls no movement. So there's that. I say you used up all your character dice, apparently. He hides with Strider. I put Sauron to war. And he uses an Elven Ring to move, which is interesting. With your Palantir, I suppose. I'm obviously coming for the elves, rather. Okay. And he's safe. He gets out. He reminds me to reroll 2, which is very kind of him. And I miss still. So I play Orcs Multiply again and put out those armies. And I draw into The King is Revealed. Okay. Relentless Assault is good. Move armies again. I do decide to wait for the Dol Guldur reinforcements because Lorien can be kind of a pill sometimes. So I'm going to need every man I can get, every orc I can get. He moves the elves to war since it makes sense. I move towards him to make sure he doesn't get too far mustered before I put him under siege. He moves them almost to war, and I play Oleg High. Seemed good, and I have the Palantir in play. So I draw Worn with Sorrow and Toil. Great to get that early. And he musters the elves all the way to war, so he will be able to muster next time. Makes sense. All right. He draws Through Day and Night. Fun card, can have good effects. There and back again. Interesting. Okay. Ring is Mine, and Rage of the Dunlendings. A great card. So overall, good card draws all around. He declares out of Moria. Cool. I allocate 2 eyes because even though he stalled a little bit in there in Moria, he's moving too fast for my liking, and so I allocate 2 eyes. Roll another one, and he gets only 1 movement. So he recruits into Lorien, which is what he was going to do. I put Lorien under siege, and I leave a guy in a Nazgul, an orc and a Nazgul sitting on the Fellowship for those rerolls. I don't intend to take Lorien right now. He's already played Celeborn. Or has he not? He's not played Celeborns. He just has it in hand. Yeah. So maybe I should have moved. Anyway. He moves. And I hit with the reroll. So good job. But I only draw 1. So he just takes it. Cool. I put Worn with Sorrow and Toil into play. He is right next to Lorien, but I'll make him spend that movement, sort of backwards into Lorien if he wants to get rid of Worn with Sorrow and Toil. So that was my thinking there. I draw into Shelob's Lair, so red tiles abound. He passes. I muster in the Witch King. Yeah, the extra dice is good, even if I don't intend to take Lorien right now. He plays there and back again, because he's actually within range with Gimli or Legolas, and he can get a whole bunch of movement. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, so he gets Gimli to into Woodland Realm and gets a bunch of movement. So that's nice. I think for a bit. And I recruit some Isengard's units in anticipation of Rage of the Dunlendings. Maybe a bit early to be doing that. I am moving very slowly with military. And it's always a little bit of a shame to spend hybrids on mustering, but it's what I do. He musters Gondor towards war, and then I play Rage of the Dunlendings. So I decide to send a whole bunch of guys north. I've already had reinforcements into Mount Gundabad. I figure for not too much more movement, for 1 movement I can get Mount Gundabad to Mount Graham, and South Downs to Trollshaws, and then as part of my Shadow Lengthens card, I can combine them and have a 10 stack outside Rivendell. They won't have that long to reinforce. I will telegraph it by 1 move, but if I can get a round where he doesn't have much muster, or I'm going last, we might be able to do something fun there. So that's what I do. The other fun thing about this play is that I'm equidistant between Rivendell and the Shire is not far from the Grey Havens. So I can kind of do the same thing, not with the movement bonus, but I'm threatening some points that direction too. So I thought it was a fun play, and as you'll see, this ends up being a fun game. He draws King Brandsman, and Smeagol helps Nice Master. Full hand of fun cards. What do you get rid of? Interesting. We'll find out. I draw Foul Thing from the Deep. I really like that. I really like that card. And New Powers Rising right after I leave Saruman. But of course, at this point, the Isengard force pool is almost depleted. I can't actually even play the card. So he gets rid of the Ents. Interesting. I guess you don't have Gandalf in play, and interesting. And what do I get rid of? Oh yeah, and he declares into Lorien before I've discarded, but that didn't matter. So he gets rid of Worn with Sorrow and Toil. I threw away King is Revealed. That certainly had no play in my decision making. I allocate 2 eyes and roll a bunch of characters in 1 more eye, and he rolls some movement. So He begins by bringing in Gandalf. Yep, that's good. I put in Shelob's Lair to clear out some space in my hand, and I have all these character dice. He plays Smeagol helps Nice Master. Well, I'll see your blue tile and raise you another red tile. I'll play The Ring is Mine. He passes. We had to reconnect here. And okay, away we go. I muster Southrons to war. I have a muster die, and I don't particularly need it for other things. Yep. I play the Black Captain command, so I am going after Lorien right now. And I can get 2 more Nazgul while doing it. So this seems like a decent play. I guess for once I could have spent the red tiles as combat effects. I didn't even think of that. Huh. Didn't occur to me. As far as I'm concerned, those cards are blank on the bottom. All right. I'm attacking with Black Captain commands. We choose cards. I play They Are Terrible. He's in a settlement. I don't know. I play Foul Thing from the Deep. And he spends through a day and a night. I did not remember that going out this early. Boy, am I glad he didn't have that later. He plays it as Confusion, which whiffs. So it's always a little sad to see your card whiff. I get 3. He gets 4. So that's painful. I say stop, draw, and I get Work Patrol. So, yep. And he gets to play with a Palantir, Celeborns. So that's sad. My army is now tenuous at best to take Lorien. I'm going to have to reinforce. And he draws into the red arrow. Yep. That's good. I move out from Mordor. He moves the Fellowship. I hit. We double check that I can reroll. Even though he's in a friendly stronghold, we go with I can. And I get 2 hits. So to reveal, random, we get Boromir. That's efficient. And he gets to step out of Lorien. And I spend my last die, just move that army right on top of him. For more rerolls. Somehow in my head, he was going very fast, which is obviously not true anymore. And my military is going very slowly. So maybe it makes up the difference. Don't know. That's what I do. Collect dice. He draws a power too great. Yup. And Bilbo's Song. Good cards. Lidless Eye for me. Not useful right now. And Shadows Gather. So I have both shadow movement cards. Pretty sure there's just 2. We're going to go with it. No, the move 4 armies once. I have these 2 cards. Anyway. I allocate 2 eyes again. Because I have 2 rerolls sitting on him. So it seems good to have 2 eyes. And I roll decent roll. Lots of movement. Lots of armies. And he rolls lots of movement for him. So away we go. He gets rid of the Palantir with a will, which is interesting. On a turn where I have no Palantirs. But you had the 2 wills. Meh. Okay. I move armies. I consolidate in the south and move up from Daggerlad. He passes again. Southrons to war. Again, sucks to spend a hybrid, but I want the armies available. He hides with a will. I move armies again, and I move the Southrons out in anticipation of Shadow Lengthens, so that the South Rune can go through East Rune and meet up there. So that's why I do that. He plays a Palantir, King Bran's Men. Yup, that seems good. Draws into Fear Fire foes. Not going to be helpful right now, but Shield Wall is good. I move again, and I just go for it. I make the movement in anticipation of my very next card being Mount Graham, 2 Trollshaws, leaving 1 guy behind, and South Rune to Vale of Carnan. Or not necessarily my next move, but doing that soon. He reasonably puts a elf in Rivendell. And yeah, so that's that. And now I play Orc Patrol, because he's sitting under my rerolls with no movement. If I can get a reveal, then that's good. And I get a 3, which is also good. He says random. I hit Legless. Okay. He passes. I move armies. I guess I just decided to not play Shadow Lengthens after planning on it. Maybe the Rivendell reinforcements made me think. I don't know. I don't know quite why I did that. So move this army north and move this army west. My plan is to just at some point draw across Corsairs. So, cool. And he moves. I hit, and it's 1 reveal. So, slow going now. He takes the 1 corruption. I would have been pretty tempted. Strider. Yeah, it's a fine decision. And then once again, I am absolutely not certain this is the correct move. I'm pretty sure it's not. But it was the fun move, and that's what this game ended up being about. So I spend my last sword again to just go harry him in Eastimnet with this 1 orc. So, yep. Collect dice on to turn 6. He draws the last battle. Daylight is good, and Wizard Staff, maybe. He kills Wizard Staff. Yep. I draw Worm Tongue, maybe useful, but probably not, and Monsters Roused, which is interesting because I'm in the north, and he gets rid of Fear Fire Foes. Yep, that makes sense. 2 eyes. Again, I'm sitting on him with 2 rerolls, so I'm going to put 2 eyes. Seems good. And I roll Palantirs for days. So, no more eyes. And he rolls wills. All the wills. So, that's fun. He spends 1 to put an Man of the North in front of me and to buff up Airboar. Okay. Yep. Okay. I play Monsters Roused. I probably just got excited by the bright shiny in front of me of having all these units in the north. But this is where I can tell you that I was definitely at this point thinking about getting the Kill All the Elves achievement, or the end of all elves has come. So the online Java and tabletop simulator community for War of the Ring has a list of achievements you can get that are, many of them, extremely difficult. One of them is kill every elf, every single one, or at least take every reinforcement point, and then also win the game as the shadow player, which is rough. Some of the other ones include have Horn of Gondor in play with Boromir when you dunk the ring, kill Saruman with Gandalf, stuff like that. And they're very difficult, but they're kind of fun as fun little side things. And one of them is kill all the elves, as I said. And I want to get it. I have Lorien under siege. He's going to have to split his reinforcements between Rivendell and Woodland Realm. He doesn't have that many left. He has 1 more elite and 1 more regular. That's it. So, and then this army in the northwest is plenty big enough to walk over to Grey Havens. Then with Shire and Dale, I have my 10. So at this point, I probably, and a little bit before this point, I am making decisions based almost exclusively off that. And only if that falls apart will I be moving other things. So here we go. Monsters roused. Get some more units in the northwest. He hides, I think, for a while. Hit Old Forest Road. He plays scouts. Okay. He gets into Woodland Realm. I mean, I'm sure my thought process is, or at least the taking out of the elves in generic, is not hidden at this point. So getting some more guys into there is good. I wonder if maybe he should have moved out from Dale to Old Forest Road. Yeah, I'd probably just take Dale. It was fine. He puts an elite in Woodland Realm, so he's down to just one regular in reinforcements for elves. Okay, I put Woodland Realm under siege. I put my dice on Woodland Realm, but okay. And he moves. And I hit twice. Okay. A 2 reveal, or just once. Hit just once. And then a 1 reveal on the eye. Okay. And he just takes it. Yeah, again, you don't want to risk losing Strider. Yeah, I guess. Yep. Feels bad, though. Dreadful Spells. Excellent draw. If I'm going to be tanking into these elves, Dreadful Spells is going to be fun, I think, for a bit. And then I draw, even with a full hand. I don't like any of my cards. Dreadful Spells, while good, I don't actually have that many Nazgul and above Lorien. I want to play it for a full 5. Wormtongue's not helpful right now. So I actually just draw a card with full hand, and I draw into the Shadow is Moving, which is helpful in the Northwest right now. So I get rid of Wormtongue. Not the last lucky draw of this game. So I play the Shadows Moving with my other Palantir. Can buff up Minas Morgul a little bit just in case I have to abandon ship and come back. And then I consolidate armies in the Northwest. And I don't move South Rune because somehow in my head I had fixated on playing the Shadow Lengthens to combine 2 armies. I just couldn't see any other thing in my head. I don't know if that happens to you guys. Do you guys feel like that happens sometimes? You see a card, you assign its ability in your head, and then that is what that card does, and you don't even realize, subtext or requirements or whatever. I feel like that might be common, but it happens to me. He hides with Strider. I attack Rivendell, get it under siege. And that's a pretty decent army. 9 hit points to 6. And obviously my Nazgul are going to show up for rerolls, so could be interesting. Okay. He draws Book of Mazarbul. Not going to be, it's an advantageous position. And Challenge of the King. He's near Gondor. He could crown. Interesting. Candles of Corpses is what I draw. And I'll want to get that out before he's down to Gollum. Because he's actually fairly high on corruption. He's quote-unquote 0, if you count Strider and the Hobbits as nothing. He's 12 from being corrupted. Yep. And Threats and Promises, which is, Devilry of Orthanc at this point. He gets rid of Book of Mazarbul, and I get rid of Threats and Promises. Isengard will be fighting things, including Rivendell, but I have a lot of good cards. So I could have thrown away Lidless Eye. That might have been a better play. That was probably a better play. Oh well. I put 2 eyes, and I didn't follow him into Druiden Forest, so they're just 2 eyes, and I don't roll more. He rolls some movement, enough to get to Mordor, but only with a ring, and if everything goes well. And he moves. I miss. Cool. Candles of Corpses, because Druiden Forest does not actually contain a settlement. Everywhere around it does, but it does not. So I was able to play Candles of Corpses. And I get 2. So he's actually in a little bit of danger. and he plays Kindred of Glorfindel while under siege for his last regular of the elf army. So at this point, I don't know. I'm super into this. I'm going to take the elves, but look at this. Look at this siege on the left here. There are so many elves in siege. This is gonna be a game. And he trusts Círdan's ships. Charge is excellent. So, all right. I move Nazgul to Rivendell. I'm not quite sure why I decided that was the place I needed to take first. I need to consolidate somewhere. Probably because then it needs to go take Grey Havens. Sure. Okay. Again, this is not a video for strategy, but this was a fun game. And he plays a power 2 great, which was pseudo-inevitable, especially given my strategy. It is unfortunate that he had it. So if you're still here and wanting to think strategy, you can look at my hand. I do have army cards. What would you discard, if anything, to get rid of? I mean, you have to, right? To get rid of power 2 great. He trusts me, so I get rid of Shazzo's Gather and Lidless Eye. So an army die and a character die. Specifically not a muster card, or an army card and a character card, not a muster card. So cool. And a muster die. I don't need that right now. I will, but not right now, to get rid of it. Okay. He passes, and then I do my dreadful spells on Rivendell, and I get 2. So that's an elite that I don't have to deal with. Does he actually even have casualties? No, he doesn't have change, so he has to take elites. The elves are weird that way. The dwarves a little bit too. They just don't have the pool to make change with casualties. I attack Rivendell, and I play Great Host / a new power is rising. I'm far from Orthanc, and I'm not going to be able to. The force pool, as I said, is low. I'm going to have to lose a bunch of units. I decide to spend the card here, and he plays Charge. So 2 hit, 2 pre-rolls, about as good as I was going to get. Thankfully, he misses. We go in. I get 1, and nothing back. Yep. Press and draw. I'm not sure that was strictly necessary, but it's what I did. I draw into Corsairs, so that's good. I do no card, and he does no card. Lots of 5s, but 2 6s, which is good, and he gets 1 hit back. So Rivendell is basically dead. It'll take me 1 more die, but it's gone. So that was good. And he puts Gondor to war. I don't know. Surely putting the North to war is more helpful right now. You have a will so you can muster them. It's fairly obvious that Grey Havens is my next shot. I think. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Gondor towards good. So I attack Rivendell, no card, and I get my hit. Cool. Okay. And I get my first points. In turn 7, I get my first points. He puts a Gondor elite in Dol Amroth. Yeah. I would have been putting guys in the north, but this is why I am no great strategist. I move armies, so here we go. Gonna go take Grey Havens. I decided to leave 1 Isengard regular behind to just to prevent him being a pill from Bree. And we'll see what happens. Collect dice. So Deadman of Dunharrow And what else did he draw? Swords and Ariador. Swords and Ariador while I'm coming to take Grey Havens. And the timing, that's fun. And he declares into Minas Tirith. He was a little rough on corruption. Did he actually get the healing for that? I draw Grand and half orcs and goblin men. That's good. Yeah, okay. He gets the healing. Good. Good. Grand is great. I'm going to be needing it. And half orcs and goblin men, I need all the reinforcements that I can get because these are going to be some fights. Okay. I allocate 2 eyes. I'm not sure that's necessary. Is he really going to make the 3 movement to Mordor this round? But I do it. I roll pretty well. No more eyes. And he gets some movement, but he's going to have to spend a ring to get to Mordor. And he plays Swords and Ariador. Really? You're not going to use a muster dice to do that? You're that scared of... Interesting. Oh well, that's what he did. And so he gets the guys and draws into Wisdom of Elrond. It's confusion. Confusion's good for the free peoples. I need to get there before he reinforces with anything and sits in Tower Hills. So I move, and after much thinking, I'm also moved to South Downs with this army. Again, I had fixated on South Rune is sitting there until I play a card to move them to Vale of Carnan. They are not moving any other way, apparently. They will wait until... It must be high noon. There are no shadows lengthening or gathering of any variety. He moves, and he moves out to protect the elves and consolidates in Bree, which is a pain. Because obviously I'm going to take the north at some point. Yep, I say, why won't you let me kill the elves in peace? I spend my muster die, get some more guys in Moria to reinforce Lorien. That's going to be a fight, and that muster die wasn't doing much else. Do it again. He passes again. I think. And this was... So... Think about what you would do here. I half move onto the Shire, putting the men of the North to war. And then I move to Buckland with the other half. Yep, that's what I do. You can think about what you would have done in that scenario. I don't know why didn't I just attack? Oh, yeah, because then the Shire would recruit. He had certainly the musters for it, and we'd be a giant pain in my butt. So yeah, I had to take the Shire before I go. Interesting. Anyway, that's what I did. Men of the North go to war. I get my 3rd victory point, turn 8. Yeah. He musters in Dale. Okay. And actually here, there's I'll do my next move here. So I attack Tower Hills. He chooses to play Confusion, which is interesting. I don't facilitate any extra hits. We get 1 apiece. And then he retreats into Grey Havens, which is excellent. So here's the thing. I actually, as him, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I would consider attacking out of Dale into Vale of Carnan. That's probably stupid. Never mind. Ignore me. All right. He moves. Good to get that done. And I hit, which is nice. I get a 2. You really can't just soak 2, so he draws random, and it's Strider. So that sucks, but I say tough draw. And Pippin is now leading the Fellowship through Gondor. Okay. I move all the Nazgul over to Tower Hills with 2 swords left. I kind of am in a weird spot. Think about it. And then I move a bunch of Nazgul around. I leave the guy in Eastamnet because I forgot he existed. There are many better places for him. That is where he sits. And then he moves a regular in Bree and regular in Dale. Okay. Cool. And I attack Grey Havens, putting them under siege. So I have all 4 Elven strongholds under siege or conquered. The plan is going perfectly. Sort of. He draws Path of Woes. Interesting. And the Eagles are coming. Heroic Death could be good. Nazgul Search. Yep, that could be fun. But he's not going to be out of Mordor for much longer. And Return of the Witch King. More units in the northwest. Oh, goody. Swarm of Bats is good. Or, anyway. I put 2 eyes because that's what I'm doing apparently. I do want to keep him moving slowly, since I am moving glacially slow. But yep, and I roll 1 more. So my rolls have been decent. I do have more Palantirs that I don't want, and he rolls wills and movement. I still don't have Day Without Dawn. Would have been many turns where it would have been nice, but... And actually, 1 sec here. Let's do some mid-game stats. We're both a little hot on 6s. He's low on character, but up on wills, so that's good. And I'm low on eyes, but I've been allocating them, so that's not too bad. Up on Palantirs. Decent stats so far. Nothing crazy town. I am a little hot on 6s, but not a lot. Not a lot. Okay, hopefully that all worked. All right. He moves a Gondor regular into Dol Amroth and a leader in Bree. Okay. Again, strategy at this point. I don't have any. I muster into South Rune because I expect to need reinforcements, some pretty significant reinforcements, and I have the Palantirs to finally play all that special movement that I've been planning on playing, and some musters to do before I do it. So he moves safe, cool. I muster again. He moves again because you got to get to Mordor at some point. You're not, as crazy as this game is, he is not even close to a military victory. He probably could take Dol Guldur if he really wanted. But I don't see anything else. Mount Gundabad? I mean, maybe Mount Gundabad and Dol Guldur. If he'd gone for that at the very beginning of the round, I wouldn't have actually had very much to stop him. I would have had to chase him. With an army. What a weird game that would have been. Anyway, that's not what happened. He moves. I get 2 hits and draw 3. So he rolls down to Gollum and puts the hobbits in Dol Amroth. So, wacky game, I say. Yep, it is that. I think about playing a Palantir, but first I shift armies. I leave some guys in Moria. I figure 2 more elites will be enough to take Lorien, and I don't want him taking Moria with that Men of the North. Apparently I was thinking about that enough to do that. Cool. He musters an elite in Bree. He probably at this, well, anyway, we'll see what he does with that. And I finally play the Shadow Lengthens. The master plan has come to fruition. Mwahaha. Anyway, there we go. 10 stack of regulars on Grey Havens. Not a thing you see very often. And some units in Vale of Carnan from the Easterlings. Something you see extremely often. He plays Elven Rope. He's going to make it to Mordor, so good time to get that in. He has not drawn very many blue tiles. Yep. This is a second one, so we're both 2 for 2 in. Not terrible. I Palantir Grand because I don't have any elites in Grey Havens, so we're going to take this and we're going to take it down. And I start with Corsairs because at this point I'm going for this victory. And Dol Amroth isn't actually useful. And I don't read the card, which is a usual problem with me, in that it can go to any Gondor coastal region. So it's a free move onto Peligrir. I should have thought about that. I didn't. I wanted a Deadly Strife to make sure I took this out. I have the hit points for it. But that's what I do. And I get 5 hits. And he gets 2 back. So, didn't need Grand. Tell me I take my hits. Did I not take my hits? It won't matter, but did I not take my hits? I didn't take my hits. Whoops. Really? Huh. Okay, well, that's a mistake, but promise that doesn't make a difference. Gwaihir and Prince Imrahil. Yep. Those are draws. Balrog. Yep. Good to see him. I'm going to be hitting Lorien at some point. I had moved my leadership to Vale to take out Dale before it could do more mustering. Yep. And Shadows on the Misty Mountains. So more reinforcements for Moria. But shouldn't need it. I did look at this card and note that it could recruit Mount Graham. So if he moves in a way that threatens me in Mount Gundabad, I can prevent that a little bit. So that's good. Fellowship declares onto the track. Clean up the hunt. Hunt pool looks like this now. Lots of eyes, but lots of low-numbered golem-friendly tiles. I am in danger of him just running straight up the mountain. And I threw away Lidless Eye, so that can't help me. I allocate my 1 eye I can. And I roll 2 more, so he's not running all the way up. Probably. And he rolls 2 movement. Okay. He plays Bilbo's song. Yup. And now I'm very nervous. He doesn't have the movement to get there now, but yep. I attack Dale from Witch King. What do? I play Deadly Strife. So I had returned to Valinor for a while, but all the Elven places are under siege. Of all the games to draw Return to Valinor, can't use it. Can't use it at all. Well. And he plays Sudden Strike. So, not great, but it's a card. Might do something. It does. It does the 1 hit. Okay. I get 4 hits with my Deadly Strife. So, he is not going to be causing trouble for me, except for he hits 5 back. So, yeah, that's Deadly Strife for you. I press, and he runs away to Erebor, never to be heard from again. Or does he? He runs away to Erebor. I draw many kings and Great Host, so I'm up to 6 points. I just need to take the 2 strongholds, and I have the dice to do it once I get the witch or the mouth. So one of these musters is get the mouth. The second one is an army movement. I thought I had it. Oh, and I have an Elven Ring. Elven Ring can be spent for the third one. So I have the movement to do it. He moves. I draw a 1. So, yep. He just takes it. He's obviously got to keep moving. And, yep. I muster the mouth into Moria. I move armies. So I use an army movement to overstack Woodland Realm as a way of moving the Witch King and then just kill one of the units. So I sack a unit. I leave enough behind that one elite can't take it. And I was going to overstack anyway, so I don't need any more. And the 2 elites get to Lorien. Going to be tight. He musters in Bree again. That's quite the stack you got there. And then I play a muster with the mouth to attack Woodland Realm. I choose a card, he chooses a card, and I swarm of bats his daylight. So I'm immensely proud of myself. And then I roll 3 6s just straight up. Oh, what a game. And he rolls 1 hit back. Okay. He's down to 3 hits, and Gimli's there, so he's still rolling decent. I press and draw. I only have the 1 press. I draw Pits of Mordor. Yep. I'm not even sure I read the top half of the card. I just read Desperate Battle and immediately played it. And he plays Shield Wall, so if I'm going to eliminate him this round, the Shield Wall is going to hit. And going for 5s, and I get 3 5s. And he gets 2 back and 3 back, excuse me. We take the hits, and you can see I allocate the 8 points. I forgot he played Shield Wall. I was like, "Yay, I won. I've got this in the bag." I was basically doing victory laps at this point. He moves the Men of the North to the South Downs, obviously coming for Rivendell to make my life very sad. Not going to make it this round, but oof. I say, wait. I thought I took Woodland Realm, and he tells me about Shield Wall. I was so excited. I was doing victory laps. I really was. Okay. So I can't win the game this round. And I can't even protect Rivendell, really. But this is the one thing I can do. I can play Half Orcs and Goblin Men. And I can reinforce Rivendell. So 8 hit points to 3 with a dream. He uses an Elven Ring to move again. And to help reinforce Rohan. He had an extra half move. What else are you going to do with it? Reinforce Peligreer, maybe? Meh. Okay. And I spend my last muster with, now that I have 2 Elven Rings, I can spend 1 now to clear Woodland Realm and be ready for next round. So I choose no card. He chooses Heroic Death, which again I wasn't planning on. It's a very reasonable card to play. It's great with Gimli, and I get 2 hits, which he soaks on Gimli, and he gets 1 back. And I once again am stymied outside Woodland Realm. So, okay. Into the next round, he draws Faramir's and a Shield Wall. I think it's Shield Wall. Yes. House of Stewards. There are no more companions to make brave stands. I'd spent quite a while thinking there. I tell him it's because I was recovering from coming so hard off my victory pedestal. We check dice. So let's look at the stats again real fast. Okay. I am +9 on 6s. I am ludicrously high on 6s. And low on 8s. His confusions haven't done much, if anything. I'm low on eyes, but I've had them when I needed them. I'm high on Palantirs. They've been generically useful. But the +9 on 6s. What a game. But I didn't do it. So here we go. Into the next round. All right. I draw a Fighting Uruk-hai and Morgul Wound. Maybe, but I allocate the 1 eye I can. And I roll 3 more, so he's probably not, or at least he has to think about it. If he's going to run up and he has 3 movement plus a ring, he could do it. He attacks Rivendell. So he doesn't take the extremely long shot of running up the mountain, which the hunt pool isn't. The hunt pool is not terrible. But there are a bunch of eyes. There's 5 eyes and Shelob. So that probably wasn't happening. So yeah, that makes sense. He attacks Rivendell. And if you take Rivendell. Yeah. So I go into siege in Rivendell. Woodland Realm, no card, and I get my 1 hit, so I'm still doing decent on 6s. I'm up to 8 points. Day 9 Foot's Guard. He draws Day 9 Foot's Guard. Not super useful. Valor might maybe come into play. I think about it, and then I move the Witch King over here. Again, I don't need this many leadership in Lorien, and I think to put one in Rivendell, give it that extra, and it can fly into Siege. We think about this. I ask, and we agree, yeah. So I was like, oh, the Elite already has a reroll. Well, yeah, but the Elite's going to get reduced at some point. The Nazgul is not particularly useful to me. Definitely throw another Nazgul in there. That was your strategy minute with Samuel. And I put 1 in Isengard. Yeah, that was useful. Okay. He thinks, and moves with a will. I say I'm glad I'm not the only one who has to take that thinking. Yep. He draws a 1 reveal. Yep. And he just eats it. Yeah, you got to make the progress. You can't take time with Gollum. All right, Lorien. Here we go. And I obviously play Durin's Bane into his shield wall. So my how feisty of a Balrog do we have? Not very, but glad to get a hit. So, okay, and he's got all the change he needs, and I roll 5s, but a 6, so 1 hit, and he gets 4 back. Ow! I take 2 elites because I have no intention of pressing. If I'm going to win here, it has to be with dice. Lorien elves are strong. Stop draw. And I draw Ringwraiths are abroad. So I can attack with my Palantir. That's nice. He thinks and attacks Rivendell. All right. Here we go. He chooses a card. I look through my cards. I don't think none of them are useful. Yeah, I'm gonna onslaught him. That'll show him. Great host. Yeah, great host. No, I play no card. He plays Valor. So he's going for 5s. He gets 1. 1 hit. 1 back. Okay. He's got the elites. Press. He has no card. He has Brave Stand. Nope. Yep. Nope. No cards are useful for him, and no cards are useful for me. I offer to let him stop attacking. He chooses to keep coming. No card. And he misses. And I hit. I comment I have had hot dice. I am burning hot 6s. Last round, no card. No card. And he misses. I see. Yeah. I get 1 hit back. All right. But it's not over yet. I actually have to take Lorien. And he's got another ring. So I play my Palantir to attack Lorien. While I'm at it, I put another Nazgul into the siege, like I should have done, and attack Lorien. I choose a card. Onslaught. Here for all the marbles. Something wacky happened there, but we cleared up. I miss. All my 6s are gone. Used them all up. No hits. He gets 1 back. And I figure I do not have time to reinforce. This is it. My 1 shot. So I onslaught for 4. And get 1 hit. He now outnumbers me. Oof. And he uses his Palantir to draw because he no longer has to force the issue. And he gets Mithril Coat and Sting. I draw from the battle, and I get Day Without Dawn. So if he Yahtzees Will's next turn. I can, prevent that. I muster, or I move armies. Yeah, I don't have time to muster, I figure. I have to move armies now. What else are these dice going to do? I mean, I can move Woodland Realm this direction, but it's... Again, I'm not sure I was thinking very clearly at this point. But I move out from Moria, and then this, I think, actually was decent. I move up from Umbar. I've thrown out Corsairs, he knows it. If he takes Woodland Realm, I can still get the achievement for killing all the elves, even if I don't own all their strongholds at the end. So now I just need 2 more points. Well, I could get the 2 cities, get a 4 cities win with this 1 Eastamnet orc. Yeah, that'll work. And then I do 1 more half army move. I mentioned the achievement, and I move into Rohan. So I'm going to force him to spend a dice attacking me, or I get a free Edoras. Was that good? Probably not, but I had fun doing it. He draws Riders of Theoden, because why not? That's funny. I didn't realize he drew that. That's funny. He draws Axe and Bow. Nope. Lure of the Ring, probably not going to make a difference here. And Horde from the East, another Deadly Strife. I throw out Nazgul Stench, or Search Foul Stench. Yeah, he doesn't have much leadership, so yep. And into the round we go. I allocate the 1 eye I can for all the cookies. I get 2 more. He plays Mithril Coat and Sting. I say, tough cookies, these cookies. All right. I draw, and I draw into Hill Trolls. Because I had these Palantirs, I figure I'll use them. And I draw into Hill Trolls. Oh, man. What a game. He moves, Gets a 2. Takes the 2. But, with 4 dice now, you're 3 corruption away. The eyes all kill you. Shelob might kill you. So only 5 out of 12 dice? 12 tiles? Are safe now? Oof. Getting a little tight. Getting a little dicey. But you don't have the moves to not, so, yep. I play Hill Trolls. In Lorien, he passes. I attack Lorien. I choose a card. He chooses a card. I Deadly Strife into his Daylight. That's why I didn't notice he had Riders. He played it here. Yeah. You have to. Well, it was at least a good play. Yeah. And I get my hits. So I've done the hard part. I've done a part, and he gets 3 back. So, that's good. I have captured all the elves. Killed all the elves. I've killed every single one. There are no more elves on the board or to be recruited. They're gone. But now I have to win. And he's going to take back Rivendell. Maybe? This army's not super buff. I have my 10 points. He moves back into the Helm's Deep and Edoras. Yep, he doesn't want me backdooring Edoras and Pelargir. That makes sense. And he doesn't want to make Helm's Deep too easy. I have 2 attacks left, but only 2 attacks left. I'm not sure Helm's Deep was necessary. Maybe move the 2 Osgiliath guys into Pelargir just in case. They would probably lose anyway, so. Or you could just attack me and hope you roll hot. Anyway, that's what he does. I recruit twice into Orthanc because I just don't see anything else happening. I'm going to recruit up some elites and go take Helm's Deep, although that would have to be next round because I'm going to lose Rivendell. He says pass. I said I was worried you'd say that. And I think about ents. I think long and hard, and I decide in my head he must have tons of ents. He has none. He has 0 ents. He threw the only one he drew away. He's through 2/3 of the deck. What a game. So I muster again. I needed the guys anyway. He takes Rivendell, or he attacks Rivendell. No card. No card. And he misses again. I miss back, though. So that makes it fair, right? I move out for Orthanc. I leave 2 guys behind. I'm not even sure that's strictly necessary, but make him roll for it at least. So, okay. Nope. I don't leave anyone. I just figure he's either got it or he doesn't. And he would have to spend the ring to do it anyway. And if he spends a ring doing that, I win. So, he spends his last ring. Rivendell again. Here we go. No card, no card. Good luck. Nothing. GG. He got 1 hit with that whole army. So, what a game. What a game. I was able to pull it out. Thank you, Upward, for being an excellent sport. This was a weird and rough game. Let's pull up the stats again. Okay. So I ended +3 on 6s, but really what that means is I didn't hit a lot fighting back in Rivendell. And I spent a bunch of dice. I hit some back in Rivendell. I spent a bunch of dice in Lorien not hitting too. But -9 on 1s, +3 on 6s. But you saw mid-round I was way hot. +5 on Palantirs. Not sure how much of a difference that ended up making. And he's actually -1 on 6s with all of those hits on Rivendell. What a game. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you all next time.